Hello and welcome to another episode of the Solo Collective. My name's Matt Saunders and I'm your host. I work as a coach too, and I'm going to change this time because if you listened to this episode before, you would know that I focus on working with freelancers and agency owners. But recently have been having a bit of a think about who I work with and the kind of value that I add to the world. And having coached for so many years now, what I've realized is that I am best positioned to be helping people with their mindset and their thought processes around the actions that they take in their business. So, whilst I used to work exclusively with freelancers and agency owners, I'm broadening that out now. And I'm going to be working with people in business who are business owners, but specifically are looking for some support with their mindset, with improving the way that they think so that they can improve the quality of the actions that they take. And in the spirit of that, this is the first podcast episode that I've recorded on video. And I'm going to be talking about confidence. Now, a lot of my podcast episodes previously, there's no video attached. And the reason for that was because I didn't really want to be on camera doing these episodes because most of the people are listening on Spotify, iTunes, things like that. But I want to make a bit more of a splash on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, which I've had for a few years now, quite a lot of video content on there. And I think that I didn't have the confidence to put myself on camera talking about the kind of stuff that I help people with in this format, because the podcast format is very much a stream of consciousness, a considered stream of consciousness, but it's not a highly edited video. It's not something that I chop up. So, confidence, mindset, self belief, these are such big things in the entrepreneurial space. They get talked about a lot, but they also seem to get ignored quite a lot. In my experience, a lot of people are out there looking for new strategies for their business. They want clients, they want to increase their product suite, they want to increase their prices, all this good stuff that they want to make happen in their business. The blueprints are out there, the frameworks and the strategies, they all already exist. You could literally go over to ChatGPT and you could ask it, tell me how I can increase the price of my software as a service offering to corporate professionals. Or you could go and say, tell me how to build a coaching program for, part-time office workers. Like, the data is out there. Anything that you want to achieve, there are ABC instructions, step-by-step instructions that you can follow. So why don't we do it? Why isn't everybody basking in success and all the money and the income that they want? Like, how come there's a lot of people out there struggling? The reason for that, simply put, is their mental attitude. It's the way that they think about themselves, about their business, about their clients, about their skills, about money. These things are really important. This is what I would put under the term mindset. And that's why I'm going fully into mindset coaching, because it all stems from the way that we think. And I have just announced the launch of a program called Authentic Self Confidence, which is launching in June. And you can find out about that at mattsaunders.uk/ASCA. All the details on there to pre-register. And I would love to see you in there. If this is resonating with you now and you've listened to some of my stuff previously, this program's for you, because I've talked about mindset a lot over the years, but I always get tainted by trying to talk about strategy, talking about how to get more clients, how to find dream clients. Now, I love all that sort of stuff, but you're not going to get results in it unless you have the mindset aligned with those results. And that's really what this is all about. Now, I'm going to rewind a few years, probably back to 2016, 2017, when I first started this journey of personal development. Before that, I was someone who was riddled with self-doubt, and I had no self-belief whatsoever. In fact, I didn't even really know what I was doing in business. And so I didn't progress, I didn't grow. I just kind of stayed as I was. And what I see with a lot of my clients is they want to do something, they want to achieve something. So they start taking action towards it, but that action feels like a proper slog, like it's just not feeling good for them. As a result, they don't see any results from that. And then they give up and they say, that thing didn't work. That thing that we tried to do doesn't work. And they write it off. And then they feel bad about it and they start beating themselves up. My challenge to you, if this resonates, is how can you look at the thing that you're doing and find self belief rather than self doubt? Let me give you an example. If somebody comes to me and they say, I want to get more clients and I feel like doing cold email outreach is the way to achieve that. And I say to them, okay, that's cool. I agree. Let's see what we can do. How about we dedicate ourselves to sending 5 cold emails every day? And they go, yeah, I'm well up for that. Let's get on with that. And they set up a spreadsheet and they start prospecting, sending out emails every day. Within a few days, they're losing steam. They don't know what to say to people. They're not getting any replies. And within a week or two, it's totally slipped off their radar. And they come back to me and they say, this didn't really work. And if we were to analyze the thinking and the emotional state behind those actions, it would be one of absolute crippling self doubt, because from day one, they didn't believe that this approach was going to get results for them. I'm going to say that again. From day one, they did not believe that this approach was going to get results for them, which means that their expectation was that it was going to fail. And because they expected it to fail, they didn't throw themselves into it positively. They didn't have positive momentum in the way they carried out that task. So it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, a vicious circle. And I see this all the time. And so what I'm most interested in doing now is analyzing the thought process, the thought patterns, the experience of the person, and their belief around what's possible for them. Because if we can look at that, we can start to build out actions that are actually aligned to what they want. And we can start replacing self doubt with self belief. We can start bringing confidence into the actions that they take and the self belief behind it. I don't know if this is resonating with you, right? It feels like a bit of a waffle for me. I'll be honest with you. I feel like I talk about this a lot, and I feel like a lot of people don't get it, or they get it on a superficial level, but they don't really get it. And this is the work. For me, this is the work to be done in our sector, in the entrepreneurial space. What would it be like if what you were doing was destined to succeed? What if you couldn't fail? Have a think about the last time you tried something. And it doesn't have to be a professional thing. Maybe it was a new diet, a new routine, going to the gym, something like that. What what were the beliefs that you held going into that endeavor? Were the beliefs, shit, yes, I've got this, and I cannot wait to begin seeing the results? Or were the beliefs, I'm not sure about this. If it works, it will be great. Or it would be nice if it works. I'm just going to give it a try. What was your level of conviction when you took on those tasks and those actions? Very, very telling. You know it deep down. You know it deep down what you were thinking at that time. And by the way, the reason I can speak about this with such conviction, I guess, is because I'm human too, and I am affected by these things. You know, I have done so many things in the past that haven't gone anywhere because I haven't given it the belief that it's needed. I've gone into it expecting it to fail. Have you ever done the same? I think if you are really honest with yourself, you probably have. And if you haven't, it probably means you haven't tried enough things or you haven't taken enough action. So let me know how this is landing with you. You can reach me at hi@mattsaunders.uk. You can send me a message on LinkedIn. You can reply to this video if you want, if you're watching it on YouTube. I'd love to hear what you think, because for me, the mindset really is everything. It starts with a thought. Everything begins with a thought, doesn't it? A thought that creates a feeling, which then creates an action. Like we then do something. And then from that action, we see a result. If the thought is tainted with, I can't do this, or this won't work, or I'll just give it a go, non committed sort of thought. If the thought is tainted with any of those things, how do you think the result's going to go? How do you think the action's going to go? So important to recognize this. Do you see it in your own life? Do you see it in your professional conduct? I bet if you look hard enough, you will find it. And so today's episode is really just a short announcement, really, of my minor pivot into working in this way and to looking more at introspective mindset stuff, self-belief stuff, less about business strategy. I want to talk less about the results and more about what creates them. So if you're interested in following along with this, and if you're interested in improving your own mindset, if this resonates and you just know deep down that you've been getting in your own way, then check out the program that I'm launching, mattsaunders.uk/ASCA, Authentic Self-Confidence. We're kicking off in June. It's a small group program, but it's going to be very holistic. We're going to be looking at things like self-doubt, imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs. Because what is the difference between someone who builds the business of their dreams, or gets up on stage, or charges premium rates, or demands better of their client base? Like, what's the difference between that person who's a total badass in their business and the one who's always stressed out, people pleasing, just like operating at a lower level, emotional level? The only difference is what's happening up here in the mind. I promise you, the people who you see making the big money, the people who you see doing well, who you respect and admire, they're not better than you. They're not better than you. They're not cleverer than you. They're not probably more educated than you. They may have gotten off to a better start in life. Who knows? That's not what this is about. This is about looking at where you are now and then deciding that you want the future to be different. And you have that power. I remember saying to one of my coaches years ago, like, oh, well, I was brought up into a working class background. So, when it comes to money, I've got all this stuff and I don't really think that I can earn a lot. And he was like, okay, so what do you want to do with that? It took me off guard, to be honest with you. And I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I have a choice. I've just verbalized my position. And now you're telling me it doesn't have to be like this. That was really liberating for me to hear, because I'd been limiting myself because of my upbringing, because of my experience, and because of my beliefs. I was like, oh, well, this is who I am. That's my background. This is why I am who I am. And that's that. And this guy said to me, doesn't have to be the case going forward. It sounds so obvious, and I don't want to patronize anyone, but for me, that was a real big wake-up call. It was something I was ready to hear at that time. So, are you ready? Do you want to change your self-belief, your confidence in yourself and the work that you do? If you do, check out that program. Pre-enrollment is open now. I'm taking on no more than 10 people for this, and it's going to be very, very closely guided. The outcome of it is going to be a sense of unstoppable self-confidence, authentic, genuine confidence, not fake confidence, not fake it till you make it type stuff, not flashy, over the top, hey, look at me type confidence, but just that deep inner resonance of calm, just that confidence that you feel in your own presence and your own abilities in this world. We all have it. We've all got it. It's all there somewhere. It's underneath all the crap. It's underneath all the stories that we've told ourselves. So if you're ready for that, check out the program, get registered. I'm doing enrollment calls, so I won't be asking for money. We will just have a conversation to see if you're a good fit. I don't want anybody coming through this process who's not ready for it. So if you feel like you are, drop your details onto that page, mattsaunders.uk/ASCA. So that's what I have for this episode. That is my update. If you know anyone that you feel also could benefit from hearing this, send this episode to them. I'd appreciate it. And in any case, I hope you've taken a little bit of something from this. I hope you go and read something. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway was a big turning point in my development. That was the first self-development book that I read. Gave me a lot of confidence in myself, introduced me to the idea of affirmations and understanding the internal narratives that are taking us where we go. So even if I don't see you in that program, have a look at books like Feel the Fear and start your own journey towards improving your mindset, because I promise you, you'll not only do better in business, but you'll just feel better in life as well. You'll just, like, I wake up every day, pretty much every day. I have days where things don't go great, but I wake up most days feeling pretty good. I feel energized for my work. I feel confident. I handle rejection so much better. Don't generally feel like an imposter. It's great. It's really nice to have that, to be able to say that. And I see so many people struggle with this stuff. So that's my message today. If you want in, come in. If not, maybe I'll see you at some point in the future. But in any case, I wish you a good day, and I'll see you again soon.